everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and another episode of our Whatever Report, where we hang out on a Saturday, discuss what I'm reading, watching, sort of sometimes, and buying and collecting. I apologize to anybody who misses the beginning of this because for some reason I set it for 8:30 this afternoon, even though I knew it was going to be 8, and I didn't realize I'd done that till 10 minutes ago, so I bumped it up, but then I decided to be at least a couple minutes late, so yeah. So, hey, Berkshire, what's going on? Hey, Gordon. So, yeah, I'm early, but I'm late because I bumped it from 8:30 to 8, but since I did it right before it started, I decided to give it a couple minutes past before I actually hit the button, so I don't know if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't, but, hey, we're here, we're getting by. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. I don't know about anywhere else. The weather was super nice here. This is a whatever report. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that actually means, but that's what it is. So, and I was early this time. That's right. You were right on time, a little early. There you go. So what are we doing? Well, we'll start with our usual. What are we drinking? I popped a bottle that I'd gotten a while ago. My sister actually got this for me, and I tried it. It's like a small craft distillery, Wolf Point, out of around Chicago, where my sister lives. And yeah, it's not as good as I remembered. It's not bad, but it's a little hot for me. Like it tastes. Like it drinks, I mean, it's 57, so it's, 58? So it's like 116 proof. 115.8, I guess. But it drinks hotter than that. It's a little spicier, a little hotter than what I prefer, I think. So we'll sip on this tonight, and then I remember why I hadn't tried it for a while. So we will. So you might see me drink a little water with this one tonight. Sorry, I had a little alert on my phone, but it was nothing. So yeah, so that's what we're drinking. That's what we're doing. So let's get to what's coming up on the channel. What do we got going on the channel? The usual stuff. Obviously, this week we did a indie show. We talked 100 Bullets, volume 11-12. And coming up on the channel this coming Wednesday, we are going to finish 100 Bullets. We are going to talk the final volume. I actually read it last night. I'm not really going to, that's where the thumbnail was 100 Bullets. But yeah, I'll be talking that with John and Daymares this coming Wednesday. So we're going to immediately go into the finale. I have some thoughts, but I will save those for that show. But yeah, we got that coming up this week. We did that this past week. What was my pre-recorded video this week? I don't remember. Was it the covers? Yes, the covers thing. I did drop on Thursday. I dropped top 50 covers in my collection, and then realized that I probably should have included that one because it's the whole reason I bought it. I don't know why I didn't include the Planet Comics. And I probably should have included that Catwoman because I love that cover, and I didn't. And so my top 50 covers was wrong. There's probably a couple others. I'm like, why didn't I should have probably included that cover because I like that Wonder Woman cover. I don't know. I started going through the modern books, and I just super focused on the modern stuff. And I didn't even think about the old stuff. Somebody made a comment like, why only old stuff? Or why only modern? And I was like, that's a good question. So really, it was my top 50 modern covers, I guess. Hey, Kit Kat, what are you doing? So yeah, I kind of effed that up a little bit. I mean, it's still very close. There's like maybe 3 or 4 covers that I own that are older that probably should have been included that I, for some reason, didn't think to include. Top 50 Redux, yeah, for sure. What was this last thing I searched for on Evil Bay? Probably stuff for today's video. Like I haven't, it would have been, so I searched Evil Bay for what things, sales stuff for the Look Back show. Beyond that, I couldn't tell you because I haven't really searched for anything for a while because I haven't been in the buying mode. I have made some decisions about some other stuff and putting some money towards some other stuff. So I have not been in the comic buying mode. So I have not been looking because I know if I look, then I get tempted. So we will get to the Superman trailer. We will get there, Burkhardt. We will get there when I get to the what are we watching. I will talk about the Superman trailer for sure. So yeah. So coming up on the channel this week. So that was last week. So we did an indie show. We had the top 50 covers in my collection that wasn't really accurate because I forgot like a couple of the old ones. We got obviously the the look back came out this morning. Cash or Trash on Monday. I'll be over on White Wolf's Comics channel playing D&D. Fingers crossed, Gordon. Tomorrow night. I think everybody can make it this week. And then Wednesday this week we'll be talking the finale of 100 Bullets. And then Thursday this week, we're going to do a Let's Collect. I basically have all the information for it. Hey, Don, what is going on, sir? It is not. It was supposed to be a non-Marvel, non-DC this month because I'd done first 4 months. I'd done male DC, male Marvel, female DC, female Marvel characters, but I've been sending that to my Nightwing tier members to give feedback on what I should do for Let's Collect. He Remains gave me good feedback, but it was going to take the amount of work I was going to have to do on that one. I did not have time to do like this week and this week to get it done this coming week, which is when I got to get it done. So I did something a little simpler. I went back. I'm going to do a character that was much more simpler, was much more straightforward to get the information I needed. That's going to come out this week. And then next month, I will do the one that He Remains requested when I have a little more time, because it's just going to take me a little more time to make sure all my facts are straight on that one. Just a little more complicated. It's going to be fun. It's a little different than any of them I've done before, but it's just going to take me, and it is not Jocasta. I did those shorts for a while. I maybe should go back and do those. I could do like a Jocasta short where you just talk about 1 or 2 books for a character. But yeah, so Let's Collect will be Thursday, Let's Collect will be Thursday, and then the final week of the month will be the 4-year look back that I've been doing, that I started last month. So we'll have that coming up, and then just kind of the regular stuff. So that is the plan as of now. Yeah, that's all I really got scheduled at the moment. So for practice, no, a character a little more in the pop culture at the moment, very on the front of people's minds at the moment, which is part of why it made it so easy. I mean, I think there's some information in there some people won't know, but the character hasn't been around terribly long, so there's not as much to dig through to make sure I got everything. So that's the stuff we got coming up. Let's dig through. What did we pick up this week? Absolutely nothing. We did not make any purchases this week. Like I said, I actually am kind of locked in my vacation for the year, so I have bought some plane tickets and reserved some hotels and done some other stuff this week and the last 2 weeks, which isn't going to happen to the fall, but deposits down on stuff and plane tickets and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so there were no comic purchases. There were no funds for comic purchases this week. But that's a good question. Maybe I should do that. That would be a fun idea for a video sometime. Lasso is not necessarily like the 4-year look back, but just like the hot characters that people were chasing and specking on. Just do some character stuff, some specific character stuff. That would be fun, because you could do like Punchline. You could do Batman Who Laughs, Weapon H, which I use all the time to make fun of stuff. Cosmic Ghost Rider. Where are those values at right now? What was it? The Black Winter, which was a huge thing for a while in Thor. Like, there's been some characters that have been like, these are going to be the next big things. And Miracle Molly, that's a good one. I might have to do something like that. That would be fun. That would be the hot new thing that was going to become something big. And then is it even being used anymore? Which is really like, so You can use Dazzler. I mean, she is a character that was like, oh, like nobody cares about. So, oh, Lazarus going to storm off. I'm going to lose a viewer. I'm going to lose a dedicated viewer by making jokes like that. I should not make jokes like that. I hope Nightwing doesn't die in Batman. Well, I hope not too. You know, I hope not too. I hope not too. So, I was kidding. I was kidding. I was just fired. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Yeah. Dazzler was all Taylor spec. Yeah, that's true. Like, what has happened to Dazzler? That might be a fun, because I don't know what I'm going to do for comic history this coming month or whatever. That would be a kind of fill in a week to pick a couple and maybe do that every couple of months. That's not a bad idea, Lasso. Like the spec, like do some new characters or old MCU spec or stuff. Just like spotlight some things. It would kind of be a partner to that 4-year look back, but it would be a little different on little different time frames and stuff. And so that's a good idea. I'll have to think about how to make that work. So yeah. So but otherwise, no, we didn't pick anything up this week. We're money focused on other things at the moment. So what are we reading? Well, I guess that's not true. I did get a little something that's going to be part of the giveaway this month, but I'm not going to show it right now because I got one thing I'm waiting on that I got to get. And then, so next week, you guys will see what the giveaway will be the last Saturday of the month when we do the member giveaway. When stuff goes wrong, AKA always. I shouldn't say that. It's not always. Just like 97% of the time. But I could do a DC month. I could do a Marvel month. You could do a Star Wars month. You could do fun, like, and you could do new introduced characters versus MCU spec versus, I mean, there's a lot of fodder there. For sure. There is a lot of fodder there. So, all right. What are we reading? Well, I talked about one of the things I've been reading is we talked 100 Bullets on Wednesday night, and then I finished it up last night. Yeah, I'm glad John turned me onto this book. That's all I'll really say about what I think about the ending. I'll save the rest of that for Wednesday. But so I got through that, and then the book I read this week, the non-comic book I read this week was The Big Fella by Jane Levy, which is, you guys know I like a little nonfiction, a little history with my thing. I've got several. Brian Azzarello wrote Wonder Woman. Yeah, I have that Omni over there. I read all of it back digitally when it was coming out, when the new 52 stuff was coming out. But I have that Omni over there. It's not. It's about Babe Ruth. It's a baseball. It's a baseball biography. I have several of those. Baseball was when I was a kid. Baseball was my sport, more so than football. Still is. I still love baseball. But I got like some others that I've read over the years that are upstairs, like Satchel Paige and Ted Williams and Willie Mays and Stan Musial and some other like baseball of these. This one. And I know there's been a bunch, but this one, I think this one was actually a gift that had been in my pile for a while, for a couple years ago. And it was a little different. It really wasn't focused on the baseball. I mean, they talked about the baseball. Obviously, the baseball was a carrying through his life, but there was a lot of talk about he basically had the first ever baseball agent. The guy, like, he made more money off the field than he made on it during his career because of this guy. Wasn't really an agent, but it was a very interesting thing. It talked about his relationship with his parents and the fact that he actually got sent to a orphanage or a boarding school, like, and they basically just gave up on him when he was like 7 because he was too wild, even though like what you read doesn't really indicate that he was too wild, but and so he grew up, like, basically he spent from 7 to 17, basically, and then because he wasn't old enough, or to 19, I guess, because he wasn't old enough, he wasn't 21 yet, when he was signed by the Baltimore Orioles, which were a minor league team at that point, to play baseball, they basically had to take over guardianship of him. Like, because the thing was the boys' school was actually his guardian. It was his official guardian, even though his dad was still alive at that point. And then when the Red Sox signed him, basically that was the same. They were technically his guardian, and then but then by the time he got sold to the Yankees and stuff, like he was just saying it was very interesting, and there was a lot of like, it was told also like through this tour they did, like barnstorming tour he did after the 27 World Series and when he hit 61 home runs. And so there was a lot of on like little side stuff on like the people he met that met him along the way. It was interesting. It wasn't exactly what I was thinking it was going to be, but it was very interesting. I enjoyed it. Yeah, and so I dug through this week. There's a lot. Like it looks huge, but like the last like 100 pages is all like appendices and author's notes and sources, and yeah. So there's a lot of like just like where the author got a lot of her stuff from in there. But it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a good book. Have I ever been to Game of Wrigley? I've been twice or 3 times. I have not been since they did all the renovations. What, like 5 or 6 years ago now? Maybe a little longer than that. It's been so it has been a while since I've been to Wrigley, but I have been to Wrigley a couple of times. So yeah. Hey, Kenneth, did I say hello to Kenneth? I don't know if I did yet, but hello. So that was the book I read this week. The book I dove into is I went back to the Sarah J. Maas stuff, Court of Frost and Starlight. This is like a tiny book. This is like 200 pages. So basically my other 2 series, I'm kind of waiting on Bearded and John to decide if they're going to read, if we're going to keep going, if I'm going to wait on them or what. So these are books they'd already read that was in my pile. So I grabbed this one. I don't know what my next novel is going to be or nonfiction, either way. Once I get done with this, I'm not sure. The next thing I'm going to read after that is this volume 2 of the Bendis Daredevil Omni. I've already taken the dust jacket off. So this is the sweet wraparound. Looks like Black Widow is a big part of this one. So volume 2 of the Bendis Daredevil run is my next Omni. So basically when I finish this, I'm diving into this and well, there's been no smut so far. I'm telling you, like the Sarah J. Maas books don't have much smut. I mean, they have some. Now, supposedly the last book of this, I shouldn't say the last book, the last published book, which I know the series is supposed to continue on after that, but the most recent book of this series is supposed to have more smut than all the 4 books before. And her other series, the Throne of Glass series, has no smut. None. So, yeah, she gets I mean, it's, I've been looking for the smut. Come on. I'm going to read this stuff. Where's my smut? So, yeah, we're going to go from this to a little Daredevil Bendis. And then I don't know what will be after that. I don't know. Probably, Fear Agent, because this Wednesday we're wrapping 100 Bullets, and then the Wednesday after with Bearded and Tamers is on that Unruly. I was like, we're wrapping Fear Agent the week after that, so I'll be done with both of those series. At that point, I'll have a show sometime late in the month about what I'm going to do with the indie show, because normally I roll the seasons of the indie show at the end of April, beginning of May. I start a new season. I knew I was close to finishing both of these series, and they were the only series I had going kind of at the moment. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about that. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to go next with the indie show. If I'm even going to continue to call it that, if I'm going to just open it up to everything that I'm reading, what I'm going to do with that. So if you guys got thoughts on that, let me know. I would be happy to hear what you're thinking. So, yeah, so we're back on the fairy smut, which doesn't really have smut. I mean, they acted like they might. There was reference to them doing smutty things, but they haven't done smutty things. So, so that's where we're at. What else? So yeah, I think that's everything that we're reading at the moment. Like I said, we'll talk about 100 Bullets. I already gave my review of the big fella, and Yeah, and we started this book, which I'll probably have done like tomorrow, because I'm already third of the way through it. I'm 75 pages, and it's like 225. So yeah, I'm like, or 230. So there's Mr. Daymares. What is going on, sir? So yeah, so that's the reading stuff we got. What's next on our little agenda? It's usually what are we watching? Again, I haven't watched much this week. I am so bad about, like, I've just been reading in the evenings. I've dove back into books in a way that I have not for a long time. And by books I mean like non-picture books, in a way that I have not in a long time this year. Like I used to do it, like, 25, 30 bucks a year, every year, no matter what, and usually more than that. And hadn't done that for a long time. And I've really enjoyed just reading. So I really haven't been taking the time to watch shows. I need to watch Andor. I need to watch 37 other things that are on my list. But requested earlier was my thoughts on one thing I did watch this week. Requested by this man earlier was my thoughts on the Superman trailer. I, for one, thought it was spot on. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed I know other people have talked about this, like the scene where she's like, wait, you're going to let me interview you as Superman? And he's like, sure. And he's taking it somewhat nonchalant. But then she sits down and starts asking questions. And he changes his voice. He goes into the Superman voice, which I think is perfect. But then I love, like, their interaction during that. Because she's like, no, I'm doing a real interview. Like, she's, like, pushing him, like, because she knows these are things that he's going to have to deal with, that people are going to ask, and that he needs to already have good answers for. And she wants him to be. And so I love that little scene and scenario. I think the tone looks great. I think them as Lois and Clark, yeah, I think it's going to be a phenomenal Lois Lane. Like, I am sold on her as Lois Lane. Like, that scene with with her interviewing him, and it's like, I already thought, like, just from her acting chops and everything else, I thought she would be good. That scene sold me completely on her. As Margot Kidder would be proud, yeah. And I thought he did a really good job. Like, in the stuff that I'm seeing from him, I don't know anything about him from before. I haven't really seen him in anything else. But he seems to be carrying it for me. Like he seems to be doing what he needs to do. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, I had zero doubts about. The only thing, so like, I really, really, really enjoyed the trailer. I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm not a huge Superman stan. I'm a DC guy, but I'm more of like a Bats and Wonders over the Supes. I've just never read a lot of Superman. I probably should get some Superman runs, like some Omnis or something, and read some Superman, because I've just never really read very much. I read like around like Death of Superman when I was a kid, but otherwise I've never really read a ton of Superman outside of like Justice League stuff. So I could get some recommendations for some runs that I should probably read, because, like, I think, like, he's obviously a great character. And hey, GTK, what is going on, sir? So I just need to do it. That's all there is to it. I just need to do it. And but I thought the trailer looked awesome. I don't think so. But he's clearly, I didn't get the impression that he was president. But I do get the impression that he has a lot of power and authority, just the way Lex should, and that he's doing things maybe at the permission of, but yeah. He liked what your man said. Lois had pink. I don't remember when she asked him to identify the color. I don't think we will see that here. No, I don't know that we're going there. This is my question, and it's not just Metamorpho. There appears to be a lot of other characters going on. There's the engineer. There's the characters from the Authority. There's some sort of Ultraman type dude, which we know is like if it's the Ultraman that we're aware of, but it would be like an alternate universe Superman, or is it like somebody like with the authority that's just in a different suit? Obviously, we got Mr. Terrific, which I thought looked amazing. Like the look on Mr. Terrific was amazing. We got Hot Girl, we got Guy Gardner, we got whatever that thing is in the sky in the background when they're making out at that one point, the glowy thing. There's a big monster, like there's a kaiju, there's some kind of robot thing he's fighting. So there does appear to be a lot of stuff. Like I trust James Gunn. I hope it's not too cluttered, I guess, that it actually like story-wise, plot-wise, makes, and Metamorpho, like, where are all these pieces going to fit? I get that he's using it to kind of introduce this version of a DC movie universe, and he's doing it in a way to say that this universe is already populated with a lot of characters. A lot of these are minor ones, but there's a lot of, this is a universe that's not like, oh, we've just emerged our first superhero. This is not what's happening here. But that is my one concern. I think the tone was perfect, was spot on. I love their interactions. I love what we saw from Luthor. I'm a little concerned it's going to be a little cluttered, but we'll see. So I couldn't get a Milkbone Superman, Crypto. Oh, Crypto! How did I almost forget to mention Crypto? Like, yay, doggo. I want all the Crypto and give it all the other side characters. Just give me Superman, Crypto, and Lois and Luthor, and we'd be great. So, no, please, no, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's a reasonable question. Yeah. Filler. I don't think there's filler. I just want to make sure that it's like. So this is not your fault, John. This is my fault. When I set up the stream this afternoon, I set it for 8:30, so you can be mad at me. I don't know why I set it for 8:30, because I always go live at 8 on Saturdays to do the whatever report. I was sitting here 10 minutes ago, getting ready to go live, and I was like, why is it set for 8:30? So I bumped it to 8. And so there was no real notice that it was 8 that I changed it, because there was like less than 10 minutes left. I then started like 3 minutes late just to give a little more, but so it is not your fault. It's my fault. So you can be mad at me. I was early than late, but I still made you be late because I screwed up the schedule. Too busy reading Fourth Wing. They didn't notice JP was live. Well, you got to get that finished, because I've switched I went back to a book because I'm waiting. I went back to a book you guys had finished earlier. So, I finished my history book earlier in the week, which I've already given my review of. It was good. And then I went back to this today. So there you go. So yeah. Everybody saying hello to John. If Crypto Crush could come in. No, he's a cute dog. He's a very cute dog. Don't even. For the evil you did say the train on time guys is great. No, he should not. No, that is not allowed here. I might ban you from saying things like that. So it's unacceptable. He's right. It is. Second. Oh no. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want that. His punishment is he has to admit the Cyclops sucks. So yeah, the punishment is Lasso has to admit. Spoiler: no Beaver. I already read that. I don't even have that book anymore. My mom took it. She was reading it. I think she liked it. I think she liked that one more than the other book I gave her to read that I read. I don't think she liked the Gentleman in Moscow book, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, I haven't gotten it back from her yet. So I would be one of the higher books I would recommend. If you're into like natural history and just like history in general, it was the Beaver book was a very cool book, even though Lasso likes to make fun of it. So, there's a movement here, John. There seems to be some sort of movement. So they're moving against you. They're moving against you. There's up to 3 of them now. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to save you. So yeah, those were my thoughts on the Superman trailer. I thought it looked good. I'm ready for it. I'm pumped for it. I think in order of like, I think she comes across as perfect casting for Lois. I think Nicholas Hoult seems like perfect casting for Lex. I'm encouraged by everything I've seen from David Cornsweet. Is that right? Of our new Superman actor. I don't know him from anything else beforehand. So, but the scene with him and Lois where she starts to interview him, like, sold me. Like, their interaction is going to work. My only concern is that it's a little, like, there's a lot going on. We'll see. See how he pulls it all together into a cohesive and well-done storyline. So, and yeah, give me all the crypto. I mean, it's clearly a world where Superman's been around for a while. Like, this is not an origin. This is Superman's been Superman. We got crypto. We got Fortress of Solitude. We got Superman robots. We got like all of it. So, which is going to do better? We'll see. Vince Gill. Good grief. Vince Gill's still alive? I did not know that. He's almost as old as you, old wolf. So I think he might be older. But which is going to do better? I think Superman's going to do better. I think Superman has a broader, wider appeal. I think if James Gunn, if the initial reviews come back super positive, I think Superman's going to be huge. Now, I think Fantastic Four could do well, but I think there's a little. Currently, anything Marvel seems to have. There's been enough negative Marvel that, like, it has seemed to have dampened any enthusiasm. Like, even Thunderbolts, which I think is really, really good, is not getting the kind of enthusiasm that I would have expected from a Marvel movie that's gotten this good of reviews and word of mouth. And so, yeah, I think Superman's going to do better. I think people are anticipating James Gunn. I know there's the Snyder bros that are going to be like, try to hate on it no matter what. I've already seen some of them online, like, this isn't my Superman, like crap. But I think Superman, if it gets some good reviews and then this whole word of mouth is good, I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to roll. Never. It's never going to happen. Never. Not much of a country fan, but it's not bad. Okay, no, it's good. It still puts on a decent show then. Very good. Vince Gill 68, Old Wolf 37. Yeah. The Taint of Shame is on. I mean, I think Fantastic Four I'm like encouraged by what I've seen from Fantastic Four as well. I'm a little curious how they're gonna make, like, I know they've gone down this whole multiverse thing. So I'm a little curious how they're going to make that work, but like I'm encouraged. I have a good feel for back on stage. You got to go. All right. So, but yeah, I'm super sold on Superman. Like that one, I'm all in. I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four as well. So we'll see. We will see. It's never going to happen. There is a Lynch Collect coming for a Marvel character this week, but it is not going to be that Marvel character because he sucks. I mean, I guess I could do it and just like hate on him, but I don't even want to. I don't want to talk about things that I don't like. So, yeah, I'm talking about him too much right now. Too much. Avoid. Yes, I would avoid doing a video on Cyclops or any Summers, anyone related to. Poor Jean. What is she doing? Poor Madeline. What? All of them. Like, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? So. Is he related to Scott? Didn't know. That will never happen. Ain't gonna happen. When I'm like 80, if I'm still doing these, and I've been doing a Let's Collect once a month through that entire time, and there are literally no characters left. His last name is Summers. Left to do other than that's when I retire the video. Just saying. I know, and she did it by choice. What is wrong with her? What is like? It just like it's one of the reasons I've never like I've read books with Gene where he has not been involved. Like there's an X-Men Red run where he's dead and she's leading the team, and I really enjoyed her. And then they bring him back, and she goes back to him, and I'm just like, God, you're an idiot. I can't read you. So yeah, it's not. So it falls under the Summers fan. Yes, I mean I have not done a Let's Collect Phoenix. I have not. I don't know if I can do it. I mean, I have not went after an X-Men 101. I would, part of me like would love to have an X-Men 101, but I'm like, but she marries that fool. I just yeah. Did you buy a Concert of Champions? No. Or is this supposed to be Contest of Champions? And also no. I played the game a little. There was a Contest of Champions, like mobile game I played for a while at one point. Dead and conscious between the salesman. Yes. No, he's misunderstood by anyone who likes him. He's an awful person. He's awful, and he's a terrible leader. And no. He's not. I'm not misunderstanding him. I've read the books. And I realize he's a make-believe character, so he's not a real person. But they write him as an a-hole, and he deserves all the crap I give him. So, but here's the thing: he's not actually a Boy Scout. He pretends. It's all fake. Yeah. I mean, anyway, we've spent too much time. Why am I talking about this? We're moving on. Although it is time for whatever you guys want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about that. So we're whatever. No. No more Summers. Screw that guy. What else we talking? Oh, John, I forgot to tell you, you weren't here for this at the beginning. So I'm reading this, and then I'm starting this. So this is getting started as soon as I finish this, probably tomorrow. It's so short. So I started today. It's going to be tomorrow. Is Hot Girl better than Hawkman? 1,000%. But my relationship with Hot Girl is 95% built on the Justice League cartoon. So she was awesome in that, and he wasn't really present. And so that is why I like Hot Girl as a character. So know where I'm coming from. I guess is really like Shayera, and that is awesome. And so that is 90% of my love for that character, for Hot Girl character, comes from that. I really haven't read her very much. She was in the Justice League run I read. That was the start of Rebirth. It was a little different version. She was pretty good in that. But yeah, 90% of my joy for that character comes from that. And he was treated like scum in that. So yeah. Smut be praised. Yes. I vote for Hot Girl. Yes. Professor X, unless it was done already. I have not done Professor X. He's really low. I'm not really interested in doing him either. Because he's a jerk. As John will tell you. Professor X is a jerk. I mean, I had always thought that about, I've never been a huge fan of Professor X or Scott. And I was and then watching John and No Good go through this New Mutants Omni has sold me completely that maybe Professor X is actually worse than Scott. I mean, he's so bad. He's so bad to them. He's such an awful mentor and teacher. It's just he's so selfish. And he's such a hypocrite about how he uses his mental powers. It's so ridiculous. Let's see. Halfway through Fourth Wing, still no spot. Oh yeah, it's all in the back half. You're only halfway? What have you been doing? What have you been doing? So I don't have the other books yet. I gotta order them. I gotta get them ordered. But so I don't have. Unlike Bearded, I have not started book 2 or 3 on that because I don't really want to start until we talk about them. But so that's why I went here because this was something you guys have already done that I could read in the meantime while you were catching up. But yeah, I've held on for years to the Scott is the worst, but I'm telling you, watching you guys talk about this New Mutants run, not just might he not be the worst. The fact that this was his mentor and like his hero, it's like, oh yeah. I mean, between his dad and his teacher, who he didn't stand a chance, but he's still awful. It's not an excuse. He still sucks. Everyone who must be everyone who left it after. No, Logan's fine. Logan's not. I mean, Logan's creepy when it comes to Jean. Don't get me wrong. Like stalkerish, it really is. But yeah. Thursday night, the Midwest had horrible tornadic weather. Weather delayed. Started the Cowboy Car tour by Beyonce in Chicago. What's your thoughts, please? As someone who lives in the Midwest, yeah, that happens sometimes. We get some shitty storms for sure. So Chicago's a little north, but not unheard of. Obviously, they get them up there, but we get them down here quite a bit. We had, I don't know, I've had the sirens go off 3 times this year, but no, twice. I had the sirens go off twice. Neither time has it actually gotten super close. I've been watching like the news and stuff, and it's went that way, which would be north and west of me both times. And then, well, there was another one that went south, but the sirens didn't go off from that one. It was far enough south and east that it stayed over there. So, but he ain't got no legs. He's a jerk. It's not sucking, it's wooing. I mean, come on. Professor X might be stalking these children. Like, he is creepy, and it is not tough love. It is, he will say one thing about not invading someone's privacy, and then immediately do it on the next page in a worse way than what he said he couldn't do. It's, yeah. But it was kind of like somewhere. Logan's a midget, so he already got problems. This is true. The first guy went, but Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. Oh, that's quality. I like it. I also gave a mea culpa earlier for those that are joining now that like I did my top 50 covers in my collection and realized that I got like super focused on all the modern stuff and like I didn't put the Planet Comics cover in there. I didn't put that Wonder Woman cover in there. I didn't put the Batman Catwoman cover in there. It was an incorrect list. It was my top 50 modern covers in my collection. So I did say that earlier too. John's been working late. He even thinks, I mean, what is that? What made them think, all right, we're going to make a love interest for Chuck. And since he's bald, we're going to give her lots of hair, but it's going to be a helmet. It's going to be like the Darth Vader helmet on her head. Like, I don't know. The show is repeating. Yes, it is. And, people don't have to go back to the beginning. So, Dr. Huge Show, what is up? What's up, players? Yeah, the show, you know, I don't know. Okay, there was a car bomb. Oh, no. That's terrible. We're going to save lives by killing people. Oh, we're so fucked up right now. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, we're not going to go down the politics road. But, yeah, that's just hot. That whiskey is just spicier than I like. It's only 115 proof, which I have several other bottles upstairs that I enjoy a lot that are not that spicy. It's got that, because it's not really even the burn from the proof. It's just spicy in a way that, like, yeah. It doesn't probably help that I burned the roof of my mouth yesterday. So it's a little sore. So that might be part of it. That might be part of why the whiskey's like not feeling that great or tasting as good as it normally would. That could be. So I could be talking bad about this bottle when it's really the fact that I probably should be drinking whiskey as bad as I burnt my mouth on the top of the roof of my mouth yesterday. So we should be good. We should. No, it did not. It's probably going to be. Let's see where it's at. Let's see. Has it moved at all yet? Let's see. That is the wrong email account. Let's see. You have a package. Come on, tracking. It got to Kansas City today, so it should be here Monday. So it's going to be Monday, and that just seems to be the new norm. I said now the books that come out Wednesday, so Wednesday and the previous Wednesday, I'm going to get them Monday. I'm no longer USPS is just gotten slower, and the days of me always getting it on Friday or Saturday of that second week, because I do the bi-weekly shipments, they're just gone. It's going to be Monday. It's just the way it looks like it's going to be. So Monday or Tuesday is when I'm going to get them. So it stinks. I enjoyed like getting them and being able to read them on like a Friday, or getting them on a Friday, getting them read on a Saturday, and being able to talk with you guys about them. But what's in my order this time? What do I got coming this week from these last 2 weeks? I need a different email for that. That is. Did I already delete that one? Midtown. No, this is Monday. Only 4 books this week. Batgirl number 7. I got the Dan Moore cards, the Dan Moore variant. I'm enjoying that Batgirl book with her and Shiva and stuff. I'm enjoying the heck out of that. Birds of Prey 21. I just got the regular cover for that one. Poison Ivy 33. I got the regular cover for that one, which is rare. I normally get variants, but I got the Jessica Fong regular. Don't remember what it looks like. And Black Canary Best of the Best number 6 are the only 4 books I have coming from the last 2 weeks. So, yeah. I never bought those. I never got those. Hey, you guys want to see something cute? See her little bed. She's just sleeping away. Cute. So, there you go. You guys got your glimpse of the cat. She's snuggled up in her little bed there. So, I never did the over street price guide stuff. So no, I've never even looked at one. So yeah, I've never had one in hand, never opened one, nothing. Comic book slackers, yeah, well, I've really cut down. I was looking today. I need to make my order actually for May. I need to get that done this week. I think I'm going to end up with 14 this month. I added Titans back, and it's and there's an annual. So that's why I'm going to end up with 14. And which I kind of wish I hadn't added Titans back, but I wanted to read this Terra and Deathstroke story arc, and so I did. So I know. I keep saying I'm going to come back, and I don't. But yeah, so. How is it? I think she's adapted pretty well. I mean, we play fetch most nights down here. She goes to get her ball, and she's super. I mean, I didn't get her when she was a kitten. She was about a year old, but she's still very much. She's got the energy of a kitten most of the time. She is flying around crazy. Biggest issue we have right now is I have not gotten her comfortable with letting me trim her nails. So I kind of have to when she's doing this and go over and get a couple. Why she's like half drowsy and not in it, because she does not want me messing with her paws. So I got to work on that, because it is kind of a pain, because they've gotten sharp on me again. And when she decides to pounce on my foot under the blanket when I move at night in the dark, it hurts because it's not a very thick blanket right now, because I have all the thick stuff off. It's summer. So, yeah, but otherwise, she's doing pretty well, I think. So, yeah, we're getting along pretty good. So I think she's pretty happy. Oh, they've done all kinds of stuff to like make everything worse. Do you determine what covers are going to be hot, or do you just get ratio? I don't buy. You mean in terms of my order from Midtown? I don't buy any ratios from Midtown. I pre-order, and I usually just look through the A, B, or C, and whatever cover I think is the best one. Some books I almost always get the A cover on. Some books I like. Poison Ivy, I almost always just pick the variant I like the most. Whereas like Batman, I almost always get the A unless there's a variant that I just absolutely love. So it just kind of depends. But I'm not worried about looking for covers that I think are going to be hot or hit something. Or when I choose what I'm going to buy for new books, I just pick the one I like. In terms of incentives, I haven't bought an incentive probably since around this time last year of any sort. So yeah, I just occasionally there's ones I really like, but usually because I pre-order, they're not always like Midtown doesn't really let you pre-order. I don't know. I can't find them. Like they don't usually just show up in the main like pre-order catalog. So, and I don't usually go back for incentives. If I see one occasionally, I buy like 2 incentives a year generally. So yeah. So that I just don't worry about it. Do I scream when she takes? I did the other night, man. She got me good. Like she got me good, and I was like almost asleep. I was like on her. So yeah, the little turd will do this. She'll sleep right now, and then when I'll go upstairs here after this, and I'll read for a little bit, and then I'll turn out the light, and then it is go time. It is crazy cats, zoomies flying up and down the hallway, jumping on the bed, running through the room. Yeah, we go time, and then I'll be laying there, and she'll hop up on the bed, and then just like, like if I move, just like, yeah. So I did the other night because I was almost asleep when she did it, and I didn't realize she was on the bed. Now's the time to clip. I know. I got most of one paw earlier today. So that paw I think there's only one left on that one. And then I got the other paw I got the other night. I got a couple on it, but there's a couple more I need to get on it. So yeah, I'm getting close. I'm almost got them this time, but they were before today, because I got 3 earlier before she was like, hey, what? No, and like took off on me. Because I don't like to I don't want to fight her if I don't have to get them done, because I want to just get her used to me doing it where it's not a big deal. The way I got with my old cat is she would like get in my lap, and I would just like grab the thing, and I'd do like 2 or 3, and she'd be like, nah, I'm done. And I'd just let her be done. And then like the next night I'd get the rest. And like just for over a couple of days, I'd just get them all, and then I wouldn't have to do it for a couple of weeks. And I would just like, when she would get sharp one, I'd feel sharp when I'd trim it, when she'd hop in my lap, and just stayed on top of them like that. And I never really had a problem with her doing it. I've not gotten this cat used to me doing that, but she's also a little older while I'm trying to start. So like she was not like my previous cat was a kitten. So from the beginning, we were doing it when she was little. And like, so this one's a little older, and she's not like quite enthused about me doing it yet. But probably if she's still asleep when I log out of here in the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll probably try to get a couple before we go upstairs. So by the year and works with your dog. I never really had to trim. I had to trim Percy's when he got older and we stopped walking as much. But I never really had to trim his because we would walk the neighborhood and stuff, and he would get enough that he would just keep him. He would keep him for the most part pretty worn, just walking the neighborhood in the evenings and sidewalks, and and which probably was part of the reason he had like hip problems as he got older, is all the walking we did on pavement and stuff. But yeah, I never really had to worry about trimming his. So. All right. Anything else you guys got? We're coming up on our end here. Like I said, I got this week. Well, hopefully we're playing D&D tomorrow. Monday should be Cash or Trash with Marcus. Wednesday, we're talking the finale of 100 Bullets. Thursday will be a Let's Collect, which I have all the information on this notepad, but I haven't made the slides and stuff so I can record it yet. But I have all the information. I just got to make the slides tomorrow. I'll probably make the slides. Make the slides tomorrow so I can record it like Monday or Tuesday. So if you're a member, which I have not done yet, if you're a member, you will get that video probably Monday night, and everybody else won't get it till Thursday on that Let's Collect. So a quick shout out to those members. Bear Island, Old Wolf, my Ray, and my Robin tier, Titan tier, Circumstances, Unruly, Playing the Younger, Balls 16, Rad, Art and Comics, Ryan Pratt, Horvath, Aggressively Taylor, Backcato, Jimmy Walker, Jay Carter, and Carlito. Dave Maris and Hero Remains at my Nightwing tier. So thank you to all of them for being members, help me keep the channel going and help me pay for StreamYard. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll have a member giveaway at the end of the month. I know what I'm giving away. I don't have one piece of it, so in hand at the moment. So you guys are going to have to wait. But yeah, the final Saturday of the month, we will give that sucker away to all my members. Yeah, buddy, I do too. I miss my man. I was thinking about him last night. Something reminded me of him. And so it's not quite been a year. July will be a year. But yeah, I miss my doggo. So I have never played the game or watched either season. So I probably need it. It's another show that is on my list that I should watch, and I've just never gotten around to. I am the worst. I am the worst. And I'm even worse this year than normal because I've gotten back into reading, and in the evenings, I just have been grabbing a book. I have not been turning on the TV. Yeah. From starting at 8:30. Yeah, we already got 58 minutes. We do silly, dumb things sometimes. At least I have been known to set it for the wrong day. I've been known to set it for AM instead of PM. I've done some weird stuff when I'm setting up streams last episode. So, the fact that I was off by 30 minutes is probably minor in the grand scheme of things. Guess you'll have to wait. For what? What are you waiting for? I don't know. Me to get a new doggo? Yeah, that's going to wait. Because probably I go at Tuesday. So those who've been following me, Tuesday should be my final follow-up for my foot. For my surgery back in January. But the other foot probably is going to happen this winter. So yeah, I'm not having a doggo when I'm going to be laid up again for months again. So I will say this has been doing really good. Although the last couple of days I've had a little bit of pain in the toe. Not really from walking, but just. Yes, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a little nerve thing or something, but I'm going to have to ask him about it when I go back. Not enough that it's so it did get me to not do my evening walk on Thursday and last night. Well, no, last night I kind of forgot. I got distracted. It was almost dark, and I was okay, I'm just not going to do it again. I'll give it another night. But Thursday, it was bothering me a little bit, and I was I'm going to give it a rest because I've been upping my steps. But tonight, it was doing it a little bit again today. And so I don't know if there's a little nerve thing going on or something, but I'm getting a little bit of pain, not really in the joint, but in the toe. And but I went and walked tonight. I did 3 miles, which is the first time I'd done 3 miles, but I hadn't really walked much today. So I went on and went a little further to get my steps back up where they need to be. So we'll see. I go in Tuesday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is still doing what it's supposed to. And I will be, at that point, supposed to be cleared. But I can already tell that I'm going to have to still be smart. Like, it's still tender. It's still, like I said, I had that little bit of pain here the last couple of days. I'm going to be able to be smart with it. Like, yeah, I got some questions for him about boots and like footwear and just doing certain stuff. And yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully everything on that front is almost behind me, at least on this foot. I should show you guys the x-ray sometime. I should put it on here. I got like 5, there's a plate, 5 screws, and 2 pins in that joint now. Like, there's a lot of freaking hardware in that foot. It's a lot. So, and now we're probably going to do the same thing come October, November, somewhere in there in the other foot. The other foot is not as bad as this one was, but I don't know. I'm going to talk to him. I'll talk to the doc on Tuesday. I got to go in Tuesday morning, and we'll get her all figured out. So, yeah, wish me luck on that. Guess we'll have to wait. Guess on the way, yeah. What will happen first, new doggo or let's collect Jocasta? I might do let's collect Jocasta short, like a 60-second thing, just of here's Jocasta's first appearance. This is for you. So I might just do that at some point just for the hell of it. So that's probably, I'm not going to tell you when or where, and it's not going to be anytime soon because I don't want you to expect it because I might just it's going to take me just being in the right mood to mess with you. But yeah, that's probably going to be for a new dog. The other thought process on the doggo is the reason I have this cat is because she had bad experience with the doggo at her last house. So my folks have come down twice now since I've had her and had their dogs, and we've kept them separated. And the first time she came, their dog came, like she hid under the bed almost the whole weekend. Now, this last time, she did not. She was coming out, checking things out at the fence. Like, I had a gate at the hallway between the living room and the hallway that goes back to the bedroom. So, doggo, which was not super happy because she's not used to being restricted here. So, we're doing it slow. I do think if I introduce a puppy that's not way bigger than her, I think that will help. It was an old dog. He'd gotten along with their other cats, but for some reason didn't get along with the kitten. But that's the reason she's here. So, yeah. Well, Thursday, tornadoes were flying people to Oz. Well, let's hope not. Hopefully nobody went. Put an escalator in your basement. Man, like my stairs are like, would not pass code today. The stairs that are in this house, when it was built, obviously we're fine. My stairs would not pass code today. They are too steep and too narrow, for sure. I've done some villains. I've done Dr. Doom. I did Kang. I have done, let's see. Let's see. Is that open? Yeah, let's feel like it's open. I have done Poison Ivy and Harley, if you want to call them villains. Catwoman, obviously, we recently did. Villain, anti-hero, whatever you want to call her. I have not done a DC male villain, so that might be somebody to do on my coming up list. Because I've done like Nightwing and Swamp Thing and Martian Manhunter and Constantine, Dr. Fate. Marvel, I did Emma, who started as a villain. She's not really a villain anymore. But on the dudes, I've done Kang and Dr. Doom. So I've done a few, but not very many. I actually maybe fit some more villains in. That might not be a bad idea. Lex or Darkseid. That's not a bad thought. Maybe Lex would be timely in July. If I wanted to go, I'm going to try to do the one that I'm going to get some help with from if he's someone who might still be in the chat, might not be in June. Obviously, May is the one I'm going to have done this week, but I got a plan for June already. But July, that should be a good time for July. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. We're not doing a character like that. So yeah, Lex is not a bad thought. I hadn't thought about that, but I can do a Lex. Obviously, and I've done a few here recently where, like with the Catwoman stuff, I did a character that's like got. So you are off the hook because we talked about it the other night, but I realized I was not going to have time to talk to you and get it done by this Thursday, which is when I need to do the Let's Collect this month daymares. So we're going to shoot for June for getting all that information together. So yeah, we'll talk sometime in the next couple of weeks and try to get that lined out. Deathstroke is one I've considered before and I've just never done. But yeah, I could maybe do a round of villains. Obviously, the one I'm doing Thursday is not a villain, but maybe do that. Do the one Daymares is gonna help me do, and then maybe I'll do a round of villains. That would be fun. Yeah, we can do a round of villains. So because I haven't done I've done a few. I mean, DC heroines I've done Catwoman, Harley, and Poison Ivy. So from the female villain standpoint, although all of them have kind of transitioned into anti-hero at worst at this point, if not straight out hero. But I've done a few, but I can do some more villains. Villains would be fun. Yeah. So it's been a while. Okay. Oh man, we're like an hour and 7 minutes. I'm in the overtime here. What the heck? You guys are keeping me from my fairy smut. So we're going to wrap this up right here in an hour and 7 minutes. So, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me as always. Thank you again to my members. Thank you to all of you guys for just being in my chat, hanging out on the channel, interacting with me, making this fun. I always appreciate it. Even if I'm too incompetent to actually remember that I have some awesome, really cool Golden Age covers that should have made my list, and I didn't put them in when I did my covers. So maybe I'll go retitle that JP's favorite top 50 modern covers. I might retitle that video. It was a fun exercise. I had not done it for a while, but yeah. So, all right, we will catch you guys. So yeah, coming up next couple weeks, we'll have a Let's Collect this week. The week after, we'll do our second 4-month look back, and then we'll move into June, and we'll see where we're at on some content there. So, all right, with that, we'll thank you for watching one more time, and we're going to get out of here. Later.